Hello everyone. Today I bring to you a new dusk tale. So grab your coziest blankets and settle down to hear the adventures of Corvus the Crow. In a forest far, far away, the setting sun's rays painted the sky a beautiful orange. A murder of crows sat crowded on a large peepal tree. Many of them had returned home without procuring a single seed, or a fruit, or even an insect. The elders had called for a meeting to discuss these strange circumstances. They flocked together on the highest branches and cawed about the old days. Things were so much easier then. Fruits were abundant and insects scampered about freely. No crow ever went hungry, but the winter winds had brought many changes. The forest had thinned out. Humans had already picked fruits by the truckload, and even the insects seemed to be disappearing. One elder sitting on the tallest branch said, "During my youth, I had such long, sharp claws. I could swoop down and pick insects right off the forest floor." Another reminisced. "When I was young, I had shiny and powerful feathers. I would soar so high, and I could see entire clumps of trees at a glance." Chorus, a young crow, sat uneasily on his perch. He listened intently to the elders. It was true. Getting food was becoming harder each day. Everything seemed picked clean. Even the clever insects had learned to hide. Would today be another fasting day? He wondered. He looked around. Most of his friends looked worried. They too had found nothing to eat. Corvus glanced down at his own shiny claws. They seemed long and sharp enough. His wings were strong, even though he had only just learned to fly. Then why hadn't he found a single morsel yet? Corvus shook his head. "No, this won't do. A little peace and quiet might help. Clear my head," he thought. Leaving the discussion, he stretched out his wings and flew away. A little further, he landed on a tree with peeling bark and barely any leaves. Come next summer, this tree would be full of leaves again. The forest would be brighter, warmer, full of fruits and flowers. But now, a winter chill crept through the branches. Most trees were bare. Their few leaves were shivering like bells. The forest floor was covered in brown leaves, but not a single insect peeked out from underneath them. Corvus clawed at his branch in frustration. How much longer could he go without food? He eyed the bare trees, his frustration growing by the minute. And then he saw it. Out of the corner of his eye, a tiny black shining beetle scampering towards a hollow in a nearby tree. Finally, a yummy little bark beetle. Corvus spread his wings and swooped down, hovering over the bark with his claws out. But the beetle was much too quick. It hid safely inside the tree's hollow. Corvus tried using his sharp beak to coax it out, but the beetle was just out of reach. The narrow tree hollow wouldn't budge. He flicked his beak right and he flicked his beak left, but got hold of nothing. Panting, Corvus stumbled back to his perch. The last rays of light peeked through the clouds. His stomach rumbled loudly in protest. Maybe today just wasn't his day. The forest was filled with the soft trilling of crickets, but he couldn't spot even one. His head drooped. Maybe it's time to return home. Try again tomorrow? Just then, Corvus noticed a pile of curved twigs scattered on the forest floor. He stared at them. An idea began to form. What if? Could it? It just might work. He quickly flew down to the pile. He picked one up. This one? No, it's too curved. I can hardly hold it. He tried another. Maybe this one? But his head bent under the weight. It's too heavy. I won't even be able to fly straight with this. He jabbed the ground with another. It sprang out of his beak. Definitely not. This one flies faster than me. Then he noticed a twig lying slightly apart from the pile. Hmm, what about this one? Corvus held the twig firmly in his beak and jabbed the forest floor. It left a satisfactory dent in the soil. Eagerly, he returned to the tree, hovering over the crevice. He peered inside. Yes, the shiny black beetle was still there. Corvus held the twig carefully and prodded the bark, loosening the dried flakes. Slowly, he coaxed the beetle out. The beetle was clever and scampered about, sometimes here, sometimes there, but never close enough. With patient prodding, the beetle finally got stuck on the sharp end of the twig. Corvus triumphantly pulled it out. He grabbed the twig under his claws and grabbed the beetle tightly in his beak as he snacked on his yummy treat. He thought, this twig is a neat way to get those hard to find beetles. We have never used something like this before. And the forest floor is full of twigs. You just have to find the right one, the right fit. Maybe now my friends and I won't go hungry again. He watched the last rays of the sun fade with a hopeful heart. The twig clutched firmly in his beak. Tomorrow he would show his new idea to the others. Maybe he had something special to offer after all. Thank you for being such good listeners. Have a good night and sweet dreams.